Superhero games have had a really bad reputation of being bad. But ever since Batman Arkham Asylum, that reputation has changed. Later we saw a sequel, Batman Arkham City. Now the baton of developing the game has shifted from Rocksteady to Warner Bros. Montreal. Can they carry on the legacy of a great game? Well, we're going to play Batman Arkham Origins and find out. Starting off with the story. As the name suggests, this is an origin story. This is the story of Batman just 2 years after he put on his cape. He is in Gotham City fighting crime and will be introduced to most of the villains of the franchise for the first time here. It's Christmas Eve and the Black Mask has put on a bounty of $50 million for whoever can kill Batman. This has attracted 8 of the most popular assassins from the franchise, which includes Killer Croc, Deathstroke, and many, many more.
I present to you the death of the Batman!
The story, of course, takes its biggest turn when the Joker enters the game and it is his first introduction to Batman. The Joker and Batman saga can go all the way back to our childhood and it is great to see that relived for the first time in a video game. The story is the strongest selling point of Arkham Origins and personally it's the best of the trilogy. Moving on to the gameplay, let's get the best out of the way first. The boss battles in Arkham Origins are a real treat to play. Each boss battle feels very cinematic, you feel like you are holding your breath just to get right through it and it tests your reflexes to the fullest. The rest of the gameplay is just an incremental upgrade when compared to what the predecessors had to offer. Sure, you can attack with one button, counter with the other, and use Batman's gadgets to its fullest. From the beginning of the game, you are exposed to a lot of his arsenal, and the arsenal just keeps growing as the game progresses. This time around, you aren't confined to just one part of the city like you were in the previous games. You have entire Gotham at your disposal. Graphically, the game does look great and traversing the environments is a lot of fun since you can just glide through to wherever you want to go. But the game does have a lot of bugs and glitches and there are certain elements where you thought you could grapple onto and you can't. This may add some traversing frustrating experiences. Also, since this is the entire city, you really don't notice any people. Everybody is just adhering to a curfew and the city seems dead, littered with only thugs for you to take out. Once you've taken out a set of thugs and you return to the same place, a mere 5 minutes later, it's repopulated. This adds to a bit of frustration, but you can of course take them out to upgrade your arsenal. Yes, fighting with the enemies gives you a point rating system which you can use to upgrade Batman's skills and defenses. Another great graphical aspect of the game which is picked up from the predecessors is Batman's suit and cape deteriorates as he takes more bullets and hits throughout the story. This time around, the Gotham City Police Department isn't helping out either. Remember, Batman is still a vigilante and the police wants to take him down as well. Fighting the police at some points throughout the story does add a bit of a mix to the gameplay and it's a treat to see a variety of enemies on screen. Moving on to the audio of the game, the voice acting isn't the same from the previous games and that isn't necessarily a bad thing as the voice acting in Arkham Origins is top notch. Yes, the Joker can still give you a shiver down your spine and Batman's voice is harsh as ever.
How many lives did you just take?
None! I think that was just a little stocking stuffer. A construction site blocking my view.
The soundtrack of the game is nothing less than what Hans Zimmer did for the Batman trilogy movies. It will give you a very strong sense of being the Dark Knight and every punch and thug that you put out is right there.
It's over, Slade.
You also have a lot of gadgets that will help you traverse the environment. The Riddler has a comeback in the game and he has set his traps throughout the city. These traps, of course, aren't as elaborate as they were in the previous games and those of you who are looking for a challenge to take on the Riddler maps will be a little disappointed as they are a lot easier. Newcomers might have a more sense of motivation to collect.
Too much anger. I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. I'm on your side.
The game, of course, apart from the main story, has a lot of side quests and these side quests have their own villains and these introductions are also new to the Batman universe. You will feel compelled to divulge to these side missions just to know what's gonna happen next. If you stick to the main story, the game should take you about 13 to 15 hours to complete. Add another 10 and you have the side quest conquered as well. For the first time in the Arkham franchise, we have multiplayer as well. There are 8 players that take on 3 teams. 3 people are on the Joker's side, 3 on Bane's, and 2 don the role of Batman and Robin. The multiplayer of the game is probably its weakest point and something you won't be doing for a very long time. So to conclude, we'd like to say that the story of the game is of course its best selling point. The gameplay has been made easy to appeal to a larger audience of gamers. If you are a fan of superhero games and the superhero franchise, you will enjoy Batman Arkham Origins. If you are a hardcore gamer, the gameplay might be easy. If you are not a Batman fan, the story might not appeal so much to you, but it is an enjoyable journey nonetheless. We give it an 8 out of 10.